Blue Jays baseball is back, and man oh man, what a crazy game that was. Back and forth and so many takeaways just from game one. Let's talk about it. First of all, the new guys made a clear difference. Varsho had a clutch 2 RBI night, and in the first, he made a very smart throw to second rather than home to keep the double play in order. It's not the biggest play in the world, but we saw time and time again Lourdes try and force a throw to home and allow the runner from first to make it to second. Belt also had a clutch double and was booking it out of the batter's box. He was later relieved for Nathan Lucas, who made his MLB debut and scored the game-tying run at 6-6. And who would have predicted that Kevin Kiermaier was going to go 2 for 5 from the 9 spot? In the top of the 9th, the Jays down by 1, Kiermaier managed to turn the lineup over for Springer, Bo, and Vlad. That's a recipe for a win, and as you know, Kiermaier went on to score the game-winning run. The three of Varsho, Belt, and Kiermaier showed exactly what they can bring to the team, and the Jays looked a lot more complete defensively and seemed that they didn't even miss Lourdes or Teoscar one bit on the offensive side. Moving on, I want to talk about some of the points Ross Atkins made when he stepped into the booth in the 3rd inning. One of them I really liked was how he was talking about the different ways the Jays are going to score this year, base running and stealing being the 2 biggest points. And while we didn't see any stolen bases just yet, the base running was incredible. When Kirk hit that soft liner into center in the 1st inning, Varsho didn't even stutter and managed to score from second without a throw because of how well he picked it off the bat. On Vladdy's single into right field in the top of the 4th, Springer managed to go first to third, drew the throw all the way to third, and that allowed Vladdy to make it second. That is aggressive base running at its finest, and the Jays scored on the very next batter when Varsho hit a sac fly. If Springer hadn't made it to third on Vlad's single, it's likely that the Jays wouldn't have even scored that inning. Another interesting point Ross brought up was Kikuchi and what a successful season means for not only the team, but for himself. He noted that once the season finished, it was clear that Kikuchi was going to come back better and stronger. He took no time off and actually stayed in the US rather than go home for the offseason. During that time, he studied the best left-handed pitchers, Clayton Kershaw, Chris Sale, and Carlos Rodon. He also spent a lot of time with pitching coach Pete Walker. So to see him be as successful as he was in spring training was a joy to watch, and hopefully he can bring that momentum with him to start the season. Ross also stated that a return to his 2021 first half numbers could be in store for Kikuchi, and if that is the case, then the Jays rotation is in a far better spot than they have since the 2015 and 2016 rosters. Unfortunately, Manoah didn't have his stuff, and that's okay. It's game 1 and he'll have 30 more starts for the rest of the season. He's a mentality monster, and I don't think that a bad performance like that would hinder his next few starts or the rest of the season. He's a guy that will make a bad pitch and 2 seconds later forget about it and focus on the next one. And let's talk about something from Manoah's outing that wasn't all too bad. During spring training, it didn't seem like he was built up for a regular season game, but he managed to reach 95 miles per hour in the first couple innings. That's not something I was completely expecting, so it's nice to see his velocity will be in a good spot for start number 2. This offseason, the Jays shook things up. They got rid of Lourdes, a .290 hitter, and back-to-back Silver Slugger Teoscar Hernandez. But in game 1, the offense erupted. Springer 5 hits, Bo 5 hits, Chapman 3 hits, heck, even Kiermaier went 2 for 5. The Jays as a team scored 10 runs on 19 hits and were 5 for 16 with runners in scoring position. We can't expect a stat line like that every night, but nonetheless, it was great to see that even without some of our top guys, the lineup is still one of the most potent in baseball. I don't plan on doing game recaps or takeaways for every game, but I think once in a while I will, and judging how it was opening day, there were so many things to uncover and talk about. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below and what type of content you guys might be interested in as the season goes on. And if you love the Blue Jays as much as I do, then make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and you'll definitely want to stick around because I'll be uploading all season long about our favorite team. Okay, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.